Hey guys, today I wanted to record a video about the honest pros and cons about becoming a mother. My situation before I became a mom was really not super thought out. I had the urge to become a mom, and so I didn't really think much about how becoming a mom would change my life. I just kind of went for it because I knew for a fact I wanted to have kids. But I kind of wish that I had watched some kind of video like this one before I jumped into it, just so that I could be a little bit more prepared, because a lot of things were a surprise. These pros and cons are not everyone's experience. They're just what I experienced, and it's probably similar in a lot of ways to what other moms experience as well. So first I'm going to start out with the cons of becoming a mom. The first con is that your responsibility level will skyrocket. Before having kids, you are responsible for yourself only, and that's it. You don't have any other person to keep alive. That was one of the biggest shocks for me. I guess I just didn't really think about it. You're 100% responsible for keeping them alive all the time, in addition to being responsible for yourself and your own needs. Keeping the baby alive includes cooking their meals 3 times a day at least, and feeding them 3 times a day. So that's a lot of cooking and feeding. And that doesn't even include you eating or cooking your own food. In addition to being responsible for them eating every day, you are responsible for keeping them clean. So that's anywhere from like 5 to 10 diaper changes every single day. Another thing on the list of being responsible for another person includes being at home for their nap times and for them to get to bed on time. So that is most of the things that you're gonna have to do as a mom: keeping them fed, keeping them clean, and doing what you can to keep them healthy. So the responsibilities you have when you have a kid are way higher, because you are practically living as your child and as yourself. So you're living as 2 people every single day. The second thing on my cons list, it's almost guaranteed that you will get a whole new body. Being pregnant changes your body a lot. The stretch marks you get from just being pregnant and nursing also might include like fat or stretched or torn muscles. Like me, I have a diastasis recti. I think that's how you say it. It's like where my abdominal muscles kind of ripped down the middle when I was pregnant with Jasper. And so now there's kind of like a tiny bulge in the middle of my stomach and pokes my belly button out. So now I have a outie instead of an innie, which is kind of strange, but it's just my new stomach. It's something that you pretty much just have to accept because it's your body now. And it's just something that's almost guaranteed to happen if you get pregnant and give birth to your baby, especially if you nurse your baby. It's just how it is. So that's number 2 on my list. Number 3, you will never be tested in the area of patience as you will with a child. Kids act different around their parents. They act more, I guess, comfortable to express themselves. They're gonna be way more open to acting crazy and insane and psychotic around their parents. It's a huge patience challenge, especially because you're the parent and you are supposed to be the one teaching them how to deal with emotions. On a daily basis, you'll probably deal with 10 to 20 or more moments of screaming where they're tired or they're hungry or they're frustrated or they're confused or they just hurt themselves or a number of things. You're dealing with that kind of thing all day, and it takes a lot of patience. Another thing along with the patience challenge is you will have a little one at your side or on you or trying to be where you are all the time. All the time. If you're trying to do chores, they will take you twice as long to finish because your little one will either be in the way or will want what you have or will want to be doing what you're doing or will be hungry in the middle of you trying to do it, or they'll need a nap and blah, 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 blah. need to leave the house? Well, be prepared to get your child together. That includes changing their diaper, putting on their outfit, socks, shoes, getting their food together for when they get hungry later, getting extra diapers and wipes for later, toys or books so they can be entertained. That's not even mentioning what you're gonna have to do to get yourself ready to go. So yeah, it's just it's a whole new world of learning patience. It's an extreme patience challenge, unlike any other. You just gotta learn to laugh. The fourth thing on my cons list is whether you want to or not, whether you try to be or not, you will constantly be concerned with doing what's best for your child. You just want to be the best parent you can be. So some examples are, should they get vaccinated? What should I do when they're screaming at night and won't stop? Should I take them to more outings or events? What will they actually eat that's not too unhealthy? It's a question I ask myself 3 times a day at least. What are they doing? Are they in your sight? Are they in another room? You have to know what they're doing all the time because they could be getting into anything. Should I let them watch TV or a show, and for how long? There's just an endless list of things that you're always concerned about with your kid and thinking about in order to be the best parent for them that you can be and make the best decisions for them that you can. Number 5 on my cons list is it might be hard to find the time or the energy to do things that you enjoyed doing before you had kids. It's pretty hard to be motivated to do much else in your day when you've been taking care of another human all day and taking care of yourself all day. When you get to the end of the day and your kid is finally in bed, it's much more appealing to do something relaxing than doing something that you might have done in the past when you didn't have kids and you didn't have that extra level of craziness in your day. But that's not to say that you can't still do what you enjoyed doing once. It's just harder to find the time to do it and the energy to do it. You might even discover that you are passionate about different things that you didn't know about before you had a kid. And so that leads me into my pros list of becoming a mother. There are so many amazing things about becoming a mom also. So the first thing on my pros list is that it makes you become a much more responsible person, which is kind of like the point on my cons list where the responsibility level in your life goes way up, but that can also be a pro because you are practically forced to become a responsible adult. It's really beneficial in your life because you don't have the choice to stay up all night anymore or go out and do whatever you want, waste time and not be productive and blah 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 blah. You don't have those options anymore. Your day will start early. You will start focusing more on what your family is eating because you're focused on what your child is eating, and if you're cooking for them, you might as well cook for your family also. So at least for me, diet became way more important and we now eat much healthier as a family than we used to. You make yourself do things when you get time, like when the baby's napping, because it's the only time you have to get things done. And your whole day in general just becomes more productive. And you also just like make sure that your family has responsible adults make sure their families have, like, I don't know, a safe family car, health insurance, making sure your house is decently clean, just things like that that you wouldn't necessarily prioritize before having children. So all in all, you're much more responsible and you are much more productive in your day. Number 2 on my pros list kind of goes along with my point on my cons list, that it's almost a guarantee that you will get a whole new body. And that is also on my pros list because your new body will, at least for me, it changed my whole outlook. just having a baby in general made me see myself in a much more appreciative and less judgmental way. I used to be so hard on myself about how my body looked and just would compare myself to others and wasn't very nice to my body at all in regards to what I thought about my body. But after having a baby, I feel much more aligned with my beauty than I did before, because now I see myself as like invincible almost. I grew an entire human and gave birth to it. Like, there's nothing that can compare to that level of beauty, in my opinion. Now, when I feel down about how my body looks, I have a way that I can disregard those thoughts by giving my body the thanks that it deserves and the appreciation for growing my son. There is nothing more incredible about a woman's body than her ability to grow life and to give birth to it. There's no room for me to not appreciate my body because it's done so much for me, and for my family not appreciating it seems ridiculous to me. So even though my body might look different than I would have wanted it to before I gave birth, it doesn't really matter to me, and I can honestly say that. My third point on my pros list is you truly learn how to appreciate even the smallest little blessings. For example, when your son or daughter grabs your face and gives you a big old slobbery kiss, that is just super special. When you get to have a night out, like on a date or just to go out with your friends, it is so much more fun and exciting and refreshing than it used to be when you didn't have kids, because it's much more rare. It just makes it that much more fun. When you get to take a shower, it's so amazing. Just that few moments in the shower with warm water and no child. When you get to have a cup of coffee. That is seriously like the highlight of my day. When your little one does something for the very first time, or you can tell in their face that they're learning something or understanding how something works, that is just like really special. You get to feel what it's like to be a proud parent, I guess. It's also super exciting when they do things for the first time, because it's really fun to watch them learn things. So when they do something that they've learned, you like explode with excitement. You're just like telling everybody that they did it, telling everybody to look at him do it, and people who don't have kids will definitely think you're insane. But until you're there, you don't really know what it's like, and it's hard to explain unless you're a parent that those little moments are super special. Also, every morning when you hate your life because they woke you up at 5 a.m. again and you have to get up and be responsible for them, and you walk into their room and they're just standing there at the edge of their crib, super excited and happy to be awake and to see you, and they smile at you. That's got to be one of my favorite moments of being a mom. It has turned me from a completely not morning person to a semi-morning person. It makes waking up much easier every single morning. Number 4 on the pros list, you get to become part of the Parent Club. And yes, it's an actual club that exists, and you don't realize it exists until you become a parent. Basically, you don't know what parents are talking about until you become a parent yourself. So once you become a parent, then you know what all the other parents are talking about, and you can talk with them about all the things that your kids are doing and going through and all the things you're having to deal with, and it's just fun talking to other parents about all that crazy stuff. And you could literally talk to other parents forever about all the things that you are both dealing with. And it's also just fun laughing together about hilarious or gross or ridiculous things that you're dealing with your kids. Being in the Parent Club is a lot of fun, and you're never gonna be in it until you become a parent. And number 5 is obviously the ultimate best thing about becoming a mom. The love that you have for your kid is completely indescribable. It's something that I never even knew was possible, and something that you don't experience and won't experience until you have a kid of your own. It's just a whole different kind of love and a much deeper level of love than you ever thought you could experience. You could just stare at your kid all day long, watching their facial reactions to things, watching them learn and absorb new information. Just watching them grow every single day is really miraculous. Like, it doesn't even seem like it's possible that they could be learning these new things, even though you know they're going to. It's just watching the process is really crazy. You just literally love them more every single day. And you just look at them and wonder how on earth it's possible that that perfect little human grew inside of your body and that you birthed it. It's just a crazy feeling and an out of this world kind of love. And it's so fun learning what makes them laugh too, and just trying to get them to laugh. It's like one of your favorite things to do as a parent is to try to get your kid to laugh. All in all, they just honestly become your best friend because you spend most of your time with them and you just learn every single detail about them. That's everything on my pros list about becoming a mom. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Please give my video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!